So I don't do this often, but I feel this is necessary this time. I'm going to break the little veil of the fourth wall and speak to the audience for the first time, probably ever. The player who plays Leaderin has decided to step away from the game. I wish him the best of luck. He has consented to allow me to control his character and allow a good narrative leaving point. Now, we're likely going to be a little bit mean to Lear in this session, which is why I feel it's necessary to step out of our little game to say this out loud. There is no ill will. We are not mad at him, and as far as I'm aware, he is not mad at us. I hope I can do his character honor, and hope that everyone understands that stepping away from game is an okay thing to do, and sometimes very important for your own health. Anyway, rebuilding the fourth wall. Hey, Six, what happened last session?
Last session, we regrouped after the events with Rose and Rev. We got some more information from the Vieira from the Consoligo Forest, who gave us the lowdown on what was happening to the prisoners there. We did some errands around town, prepared to split the party into two groups, one to fight vampires and one to rescue the prisoners. And as we were preparing to split, we had a strategy meeting that turned sour as some differing opinions led to an argument.
Is there anything people would like to add? That seems like a no. Well, as the strategy meeting turns sour, we'll just pick up almost directly afterwards as the party has split up very temporarily. Navali to speak to her girlfriend and Reverence to speak to Liren. They begin to reconvene in the strategy room. By all means, if there's something people would like to do, feel free. That hesitation I hear about what people would like to discuss.
I just want to clarify, Perm and Navali are out.
You've talked to Permilia. She did not want to reconvene, but you're welcome to reconvene if you'd like.
Okay.
Well, there is a strong pause, obviously a tension in the air. Liran himself seems to have an understanding that this might be because of him. This clearly needs to be talked about. Strategies need to be made. I am still uncomfortable, but strategies need to be made.
Can I do like an insight on Rev? Because I think Navali would probably be looking over to see what Rev is thinking.
Sure.
One sec. Apologies, my character sheet is taking a bit to load. There it is.
It's a pretty high roll. Rev?
So, Rev came back with Leo, or just about the same time. I think they might have came in staggered. And ever since then, Rev has kind of sat down wherever having this meeting, and his expression looks like it's just kind of gotten more and more kind of sour. Like he didn't, like he's not, like he's mulling something over and it's not sitting well with him.
Navali is gonna attempt to get Rev's attention, but like in a way to try not get attention from everybody else. I don't know if I need to roll like a sleight of hand or something.
Honestly, probably closer to persuasion than sleight of hand.
Okay.
It's pretty obvious you're trying to get Rev's attention.
And I assume Rev also notices this.
Yes, you definitely notice this.
I think Rev will just kind of make eye contact with Navali and gesture with his head to the hallway.
Yeah, she'll start heading over there.
One moment. And they'll step out.
There's likely a continued awkward silence as they leave.
It looks like whatever you spoke about did not go well.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Do you mind if I ask what he said to you?
He proposed, well, he repeated the same thing that he had said with us, his aversion to using his magic for the means of perhaps killing. I listened to what he had to say. He indicated that he would do this, but would prefer to move into a secretarial or clerical position upon the mission's completion. And to be perfectly frank with you, I don't appreciate trust that is conditional in this regard. It bothers me.
Mm-hmm. It bothers me too. I'm uncertain on how some of the others feel about what happened. But I know I wish to speak with him. Rev, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think he should come with us.
I think I agree. Perhaps we should speak with him.
Mm-hmm. Let's.
I think Rev will poke his head in and have Leo come join them.
I will ask the rest of the party when they walked away, was there just a continued awkward silence?
Probably. Well, from 6, yes. She's not looking at Leorin, looking anywhere but at Leorin, and she's showing very clear agitation with her posture. Her tail is flicking, her ears are pinned back, she's wrapping her fingers against a table.
And your character just looks unimpressed, but stoic.
Celestra looks disappointed.
He's fidgeting uncomfortably, but because he's fidgeting uncomfortably and clearly looking for ways out of this situation, when you give him an offer to do so with just your eyes alone, reverence, he does come towards you. I'll ask, where do you intend to have this conversation?
Rev could just pull Navali and him into the room where he and Leo just spoke, I suppose.
Sure. You go into one of the bedrooms, It is very clearly designed in order to be functional over a great deal of style, though it does still have some furniture about and nice room for 3 people easily. He closes the door behind him. He looks towards both of you expectantly and thinking as if it's very clear that he's thinking of exactly what to say.
Leorin, upon reflection, I thought perhaps there were some elements of our conversation that would be best discussed with Navali, my second in command. I'll kind of gesture to Navali.
She'll nod.
He looks towards Navali. I agree that there's still much more to discuss. I know I'm going to be very useful if I go with you. I don't know exactly how I can get around the violence that might happen, that you think will happen.
I understand what you're saying, Leo. I want to say something to you. And I don't want you to interrupt me. This might help me and you to be able to understand something about me, about my feelings, about our feelings.
It's your own persuasion.
Yes.
You can see a couple of times he already attempted to try and say at least something, but as you continue forward, he does close his mouth and sit down and listen.
Back before Aurelia took my homeland, I knew a girl around my age. Her family owned a small shop. I don't remember what kind of shop it was, but I do remember at times my father would bake his carrot cake for them to sell. Her mother and mine were good friends, and as such, I spent time around her. She was very sweet, a little shy and often quiet, but she and I would go playing in the forest from time to time. I spent a lot of my time around her, but I remember so little. I don't even remember her name. But you know what I do remember most about her? After I watched Scarlet kill my parents, I ran. But I didn't get far out before I had to hide. There was a pile of discarded corpses of my people. Children, to be exact. I hid among the dead and pretended to be another body in a pile. I recognized some of them. Children that I had seen in the market. Friends who had just a few days ago were running, smiling, happy, and not a care in the world. I heard a scream and a voice that sounded so familiar. My mind was telling me to ignore it, to look away, and to focus. But my body moved on its own. That sound, that thud that hit the pile of corpses was my friend. One of the Iridian soldiers tossed her into the pile like trash. I watched the light in her eyes go out as they stared at me, begging me to do something. But I couldn't do anything but watch. I knew if I screamed, if I cried, if I made any sort of movement, I would have been caught. So I stayed waiting. Thud after thud after thud. Even when I was able to escape, I couldn't shake her scream. I couldn't unsee the look in her eyes. I remember her appearing in my dreams, asking me why I couldn't do anything to help her. Her voice yelling, crying, in pain, asking me, why? Why was it me? And months passed, and her voice still haunts me. It haunted me for so long. Every night, a nightmare. The dead looking to me and blaming me for living. The last I remember seeing of her ghost was when I was staring into the empty abyss on top of a cliff. Across the way, I saw my mother and my father extending a hand just out of reach for me to take. I remember feeling so warm as they looked at me. They missed me. They wanted me to take their hands. If I took it, I could escape the hunger. I could escape being weak and the pain. Everything that I had been wishing and I had wanted to give in so badly. She was there, encouraging me, telling me that this was the way for it to end. I wish that I had the courage to jump that day, but I didn't. I turned away. I haven't seen her since. She was a nobody, Leo. From what I understand, I was told most of the people who were wiped out from my home were nobility, but she was not a noble. She was just a normal civilian. I've already said to you that I believe no one should ever become numb to killing. Every life I have had to take was a means of survival or protecting someone I care about. If I don't step in here, if I just stand back and watch, am I just as liable as the sword that's killing them? Yes, I believe that. And that might sound crazy to you, and I wouldn't blame you if you found that to be. I'm not making an excuse. I understand I have problems. I understand that the many things I need to work on. But there comes a point where you can no longer just stand there and watch, Leo. Well, you're tired. You're so tired of seeing everyone around you getting hurt because you have the crime of existing. And that's my crime, Leo. Aridia thinks I am a monster. Don't you remember what Perm said they were saying about me? That I was gathering children to create an army to take down Aridia, just because I wanted to help others. Even if I wasn't a Viera, even if I was born an Iridian, I would still be looked at like a monster or a freak, Leo. Look at what Perm had to go through. What her parents forced on her. All because she wanted to be with a woman. And that's it. And that's what I don't think you understand. That's the crime they hate most. People existing. People existing in a way that they do not approve of. They hate it so much they are willing to commit genocide, willing to bind their own people, push down others, and belittle those who are different from them. And yet, it is I that is the monster, Leo. To them, Rev is a monster. 6. Perm. Solastra. Karito, Willow, Toshiyuki, Viti. Everyone in the Tindem Imperium, Rose, if they found out about her, would be considered a monster. Monster in different forms. Monsters who need to be changed. Monsters who need to be put down. Savages that don't understand their path in life and need to be put in their proper place. Monsters who can be only redeemed in death. But you would not be a monster to them. I don't even think they'd pay attention to you. Or maybe they'd look at you and think to themselves that the propaganda that they are saying worked. You can say all you want about me. I don't care what you say about me. But I do not like hearing what you say about this guild. These are wonderful, amazing people. They have been nothing but kind. And they are considered the monsters. People who have gone out of their way to help. Even when someone was our enemy and trying to hurt us. People who have had your back repeatedly. People who have comforted you in times of trouble. You call them that. You call me the monster because you have this notion that I don't care about life. You can call me that. But how dare you say that about your guild? You might want change. I want change, Leo. I want to be able to walk in the streets holding Permilia's hand in my own. But that change that you want, that change that I want, it never comes by standing around and pointing fingers. Action is what inspires change. Words will only take you as far as you're willing to follow them. And Navali kind of takes a moment, composes herself. It's obvious to me that you don't like what we're doing here. I don't want you coming with us to the forest. I understand that that's not my full decision to make. But that is what I am saying. I don't want you to come with us. It sounds like it's going to be too much of a stress on you.
He waits for you to finish. Looks over to Reverence to see exactly what he's looking. The expression on Reverence's face as well.
So, Rev, at some or even a couple points during that, there was a few things that she said that really connected with him. And while trying to maintain this kind of sort of business-like demeanor, kind of like you could tell that he feels for Navali, and that definitely some things she was saying is really connecting with him. But at this point, he was just looking from her to him, his business demeanor kind of coming back.
I care about all of you. I don't You don't understand. I want your mission to succeed. I want you to be able to do whatever you want. I don't think you're monsters. I think death follows you. And I think the path we're taking is going to lead to more people like you. And I can't be someone who creates people like you. I want to help you, but I need to do it in a way that won't end up making orphans or murdering their fathers or mothers.
Then you need to go find a way to do it. But the way that you're asking of it of us, it's clear that we're not a good fit for it. Go inspire the change that you want, Leo. Let me see your actions. But I don't want to see it here.
Again, he's now looking towards Reverence.
I think Rev once again was just sort of looking for Navali, and now he's looking at Leo.
So, are you asking me to leave? I don't know how you're gonna get there in time. I don't understand.
We'll figure it out, Leo.
And he's again looking towards Reverence, clearly past Navali. You agree with her?
What you want and what we are doing do not line up. I do agree with her.
There's nothing I can do for you because I can't. I'm unwilling to kill your. I can't help.
That's not what we're saying, Leo.
But it is. I brought up that I'm unwilling to do any more violence. I don't. Every time I close my eyes, I see those bandits burned alive or the drow body. I. You talk about your past, but what about those that you cause? I can't be that person, and just because I can't kill, you don't want me here at all?
You can't be the person to take a life. And I can't be the person having the guilt of not being able to step in and help on my own. To me, it's a greater guilt. It's eaten away at me for many, many years. I'm not trying to look down at what you're saying. I'm not trying to tell you that you are wrong for not wanting to use violence. I'm simply saying to you that I could not live with myself if I could have done something to help someone in our party. If it was something I could have done that saved someone, whether it be Rev or Six or Parm or anyone in our party. If I had not taken the action to step in and help, and something happened to them because I hesitated, I refuse to be that person who had no power to help those I care about, and just let the people who care about me fall dead in front of me. I am never letting that happen again. We are different people, Leo. In a perfect world, there wouldn't be people that have to kill. But you and I both know that this world is far from perfect.
Or you think killing will make it perfect somehow? No. Stop.
Leorin, if you cannot concede that there are occasions where killing is necessitated, then we do not want you here. We are a mercenary guild. We always have been.
Is that all you ever want to be?
Leo, what else can we be? Do you think someone like me could get a government job? Do you think someone like Rev or Six or Solostra? Do you really think they would let savages be anything more? No. And I hope deep down you know that that is true. We are not lucky enough to have the choices that you get to have.
He seems to be looking past Navali again, as if looking at reverence for confirmation of if that is what he believes as well.
I mean, Rev will nod.
So you're asking me to leave?
Remove your badge.
He unpins his badge, but he does not hand it to you at first. He just stares at it in his hand. Are you sure you don't? I want to help. I want to be able to bring you there and bring them back. Are you sure? I can't do anything because I can't kill.
It's not because you can't kill Leorin.
He squeezes the badge a little bit in his hand as you speak. Continue.
Because even now, you still don't understand what we fight for.
As you say that, he loosens a little bit suddenly, as if a realization, and as he opens his hand, the bit of lightning that has been very decorately carved into it when Six very elegantly made this so many months ago. It had a very slightly sharpened point and pierced into his palm. A little bit of blood gets on his badge and he stares at it again. And he hands it to you, Reverence.
Rev will take it.
assume I'm at least allowed to say goodbye.
Rev will slowly nod.
He takes a deep breath, stands up, and walks away from both of you, opening the door. I'll ask if you immediately follow or whether you wait.
Rev is going to wait.
And so is Navali. She looks like she just needs a moment.
As the rest of the party sees only Leo leave that room at first, most of your passive insights, except 6, are good enough to see that he's looks a bit shell-shocked. But he's looking around the room very carefully at that time, as if scanning every single person there, making decisions in his head, deciding what's most important. I'll ask if anyone tries to talk to him while he's doing this.
The character says nothing but raises an inquisitive brow. I'm going to also assume that with his passive perception, he's noticed that there's no longer a guild badge pinned to his chest as well.
Correct. Sounds like the answer is no. He actually moves not towards any of you, but towards the woman in the back who's currently took out some paints and has been painting her nails a nice red color. Rose barely even glances at him as he approaches. I don't know what your plans are, but if they get hurt because of you, I will come back.
Can we hear this?
Oh, yeah.
There's a thud and a skidding of wood when 6 stands up, and a metallic click as she cocks her gun at Lyrin.
There is definitely a shocked look as he turns towards a gun being pointed at him.
She's staring. Don't you fucking threaten her again, Lyrin.
He seems even more confused and shocked by this. What? Why?
She
6.
is our guild mate.
She kidnapped Reverence yesterday.
Oh, and how angry about that does Reverence seem?
I don't understand any of you.
Have you tried asking Reverence what he thought about it? No, because you never fucking listen, Lyrin. I am so fucking disgusted that you have the balls to come out here and threaten Rose after shit-talking Navali and Permelia. Where the fuck do you get off?
I did no such thing.
You took Navali's words about blowing off steam out of context and gave them the worst, meanest, most violent possible interpretation that you could to make her look like a savage.
The first thing you guys asked me to do when I got back was fight and kill some gangsters.
Nobody asked you to kill gangsters, did we? She's looking over at Karito and Celastra.
A small shake of his head.
Same from Celastra.
The mission was to fight them, and she said, I don't understand any of you.
No, you don't. Because you never listen, and you never ask questions. Because you think that you're always right. So I'm gonna talk, Lyrin, and you're gonna listen.
Roll a perception check. Six, as you say this, and as you start talking, he has taken out what appears to be a small bit of chalk and already started drawing on the ground.
I've seen him do this before, haven't I?
Yes.
Rosie's trying to escape.
I am. Rose barely even cares. She's like half looking, but her hand's clearly on what is her spell focus. I am leaving. You are correct. I am not welcome here, and I understand that. I've always just wanted to help.
No, you haven't. You don't stand for anything, Lyrin. You just have things you don't like.
He continues to draw on the teleport circle.
I am going to walk over and smudge it.
You attempt to. It's still magic. It doesn't work.
Fuck. While Six is doing this, I want to, like, pause so if someone wants to talk or I'm not hogging it.
Character simply speaks quietly. Let him leave, Six. Let him run like he did before.
You mean like when he ran away because we wouldn't let him kill Permelia?
That's not why I left. You say I don't listen to you, but none of you listen to me either.
It's a waste of time to try to decurse Permelia. Your way would have been faster and easier.
I am going back to Voluminous. I'm going to learn as much as I can. If you want my help, I will be there and willing to give it.
I don't need your help, Lyrin. I've never needed your help.
That is not just to you.
You were just like my dad.
Maybe your dad's not as bad as you think he is. As you laugh, the circle finishes, and in a small portal, he seems to vanish. It's still there, but I assume no one follows.
Nope.
Six yells fuck you into the portal.
That was entertaining. Is that all your tactics meetings?
No.
That's disappointing.
That motherfucker.
Not Lyrin. Karito gestures to Tushiki and the bottle.
Tushiki pours a sake glass and puts it in front of Six.
Six huffily sits down and shotguns the glass.
He refills it immediately for you.
Where the fuck does he get off talking to Rose like that? Seriously.
I'm used to it. You weren't exactly the nicest when I first arrived.
Didn't we just have a talk and a public apology about how we mistreated you like 2 hours ago?
Well, yes, but I always assumed he was a bit addled in the mind.
She has another shot.
At the third shot, I'm going to need a con save.
Stop at 2 for now.
So should I assume that the whole hunting vampires thing is going to take a bit longer? We do have a time limit.
I don't know. I don't know what Navali and Rev are doing. I don't know. I don't
Are
care.
they having a tryst?
I don't care what they're doing. I don't care.
With the I don't care, Rose stops being sarcastic for a moment to stand up, grab some of the paints that she brought along, and sit next to you. Would you like your claws painted?
Oh, I promised you I'd do this before, didn't I?
I find it quite relaxing. Well, not my claws, but it's the closest equivalent, I think. Probably.
We can give it a try.
Extend them.
She does so, putting her digits on the table and unsheathing her claws.
She is going to spend the next 20 minutes very carefully showcasing a variety of colors to you and basically asking this one, this one, this one.
Six likes bright and saturated colors.
She eventually settles on what appears to be what is called moonlight silver.
Do you just carry these with you?
No, I purchased them yesterday.
Oh.
This morning, technically.
I've never, done anything like this.
Oh, but you're a woman, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes a woman needs to practice and put on her own armor, and that means being nice and bright and shiny and approachable. And it's relaxing and fun. Don't you like to dress up?
Not really. It makes me feel weird.
Oh. Weird, you say?
No, not like that. Like bad weird, not good weird.
Mm-hmm. So you are one of those fearsome people who likes to go, oh, I'm too much of a strong warrior for femininity.
Maybe? I don't know.
Ooh, I have the perfect color for you then. She puts away the silver and instead takes out what appears to be a almost bronzes red. It'll look like your claws are always bloody.
That's pretty cool, I guess. It's not about being strong. It's, I don't know, it suits you and your sister better.
Pamelia doesn't like this.
She likes dresses.
Sure, but she hates putting on makeup and nail polish.
Wouldn't it get smudged in battle?
Oh, sure, but, well, not if you layer it properly and use the more expensive dealings, in which case even crying won't actually cause it to smudge. But more importantly, I think she doesn't like it because it takes so much extra effort.
You know her better than I do.
Sure, we used to play dress up all the time. I always did everything for her because she always felt as if it was so difficult.
The banter does actually seem to visibly relax Six's posture.
Anyone around does not need to roll an insight and can tell Rose is actively trying to calm her down. But this takes about the course of 30 minutes. So I will ask, Navali Rev, when do you regroup? State with Six yelling, that went through the door.
I would probably say Navali wants to stay back for probably at least that half hour.
I think probably the same for Rev. He's just like on the bed doing that like migraine thing with his palms.
I will say that I think somewhere in the middle of it, though, I think after maybe like the yelling outside of the room sort of calms down, Navali would look over to Rev. That was a lot. How are you doing?
I don't know. How are you doing?
Would it be cheap for me to also say I don't know?
Not at all.
Rev? Thank you for never making me feel like I'm a monster.
Ollie.
I just needed to say that. I think you're a very good leader. And I hope that you know that I admire you a lot.
Thank you, Navali.
Mhm. And she kind of like will take a finger and like rub at her eyes a little to help any stray tears that may have been on her face. Whenever you are ready to go, I will follow.
Okay, of course. Likewise. Speaking of which, our meeting got cut a little short. What do we need before we're ready to depart?
Well,
I know you wanted to speak with Sophia.
yes. I would like to do that. I still have some questions for her. And with a change in plans, I was out of character. I can't remember if we asked Crow to come.
Crow offered to Reverence, I think.
Okay.
And Reverence let people know that she was willing, but you have not directly asked yet.
Gotcha. I was going to perhaps see if maybe Crow wanted to join us. I know that you mentioned she was interested.
I think that's a good idea.
Other than that, I think we've gathered enough supplies for us to be ready for what's out there.
Okay. Right. So yes, we'll set up. You can speak with Sophia. I think Karito also did. Oh, I wanted to check in with VD, but other than that, what time of day is it?
Like 4 or 5 p.m.
Would it? It's up to you. Did you want to set off this evening or wait until tomorrow?
If I guess I'm not sure. I don't have an opinion on either, but if we leave tonight, I admit I will not be fully equipped to go. I'm still very tired from yesterday. Or today, I meant. I will speak to the others and see what they think. Either way, I think I will be okay.
Okay. Do we just want to reconvene then?
Yes, I think that would be best.
Very good. We go do that.
Navali, reverence. You see Rose painting Six's claws into a bronze reddish color.
That's a nice color on you, Six.
Thanks. Rose picked it out.
Make her look like a terrifying warrior. Therefore, my brethren, who you're probably going to beat up, are going to be terrified of her. Oh, it definitely won't last a week.
Rose, what? Did you say your brother?
Brethren, like my countrymen.
Oh, Navali puts a hand on her forehead like, oh my goodness, she... Oh, yes, excuse me,
No. I mean, I've heard all the arguments. I don't care if you kill them. They're terrible people.
Yes, well, we were also going to, and she says this to the group, I was going to see if maybe Crow would still be up to joining us.
Doesn't seem
Crow
to be.
would be.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Crow would be welcome. Though I suspect she would not want to be in combat, no?
I think she would be a great help with us, helping track down my people.
I see, yes. Absolutely.
Well, I suppose I should be the one who asked this, simply because this might be partially my fault or something to that degree. She continues to paint Six's claws. With your raids wizard deciding not to go with you, are you going to reorganize and change the whole vampire hunting party? Running out of time. Is that a no? I still get to go with my sister, the cute one, the leader cat.
I believe that is still the plan, yes.
Oh, right, I suppose I also go with the snake.
Very good, then we will contact Crow and find out if she's still willing. I'll need to speak to Azel about Chalk.
I would like to remind you, this is all happening in the Tandem Imperium. At any point, contact Crow could be you knock on the basement door.
Imagine. I'll contact Crow. No! Get up here!
I think Rev will go to do that, but before he does, he'll also just kind of awkwardly bring up. There's one more thing, sort of. I spoke with Varya regarding something else. He kind of deflates. I think my mother might be in the Pearl District, and I wanted to see if she could find her.
Your mother?
Yes, it would be 100 gold. I realize that would be from the guild funds, so I mean I have some I can put toward it, but is everyone okay with that?
Sure, I've got some too.
Mm-hmm. I can help contribute.
We should have enough in the funds. I just wanted to make sure you were all okay with it.
I don't think you'll see much pushback against it, Rev.
Yeah, we spent like 300 gold pieces to find my mom, so
Thank you.
And a lot of sake.
Rev will nod gratefully and still kind of seeming a little embarrassed, will go knock on the door to Crow.
A few moments later, the door opens. Yes, are you here for training, or is there going to be more yelling upstairs?
No, I'm here for Azel, Varia, and you.
Varia is not here. I can contact her. I'm right in front of you, and Azel's busy. What's up?
Wanted to offer. We would like to request, rather, if you're still willing to go with Navali, we would appreciate that.
Sure.
Thank you. Azel, I was hoping to buy magical components from.
You need.
Sorry?
What did you need?
Oh, magic chalk, and he'll pull out the one piece he has.
Do you just need another one?
He nods.
Do you have enough gold that we can replace it?
He'll pull. It was 75 gold, I think, out of the guild fund.
Mm-hmm. She'll just hold out her hand to take the gold.
Rev will give her it.
She takes the gold, walks downstairs. An awkward 5 minutes of staring at the open door. After those 5 minutes, she comes back and just hands you a piece of chalk.
Thank you. And regarding Varia, I just wanted to follow up on the thing that we contacted her before about.
Well, if I'm going with them, is that tonight or tomorrow, by the way?
Did we ever decide?
Also, to be clear, like, this is just at the basement door. You can all see and hear this.
We'll kind of look over at the party, see kind of how everyone's feeling.
Six, would you think it would be best if we would leave tonight or in the morning?
I'm ready to go, honestly, but if you need some time, I don't know how much difference it will make. Given the length of the journey, an extra 8 hours, I don't know if it's going to be the difference or not.
Crow, would you be up to leaving tonight?
Sure, I just have to cast a sending or two. As for Varia, she'd be the one watching the place while I'm gone, so you'll see her tomorrow morning.
Rev, do you think we are needed here for you to speak with Varia?
No, I don't believe so.
I think if we were to leave tonight, I think we could at least do some distance and take a break.
Important question if we're leaving. Is your giant deer friend coming with us?
Yes.
Excellent. That makes my life much easier. I'm going to go get the mirror. She does, in fact, then just head back to the basement to bring that giant mirror you saw her use earlier. Well, I will ask, is there any important conversations you'd like to have before the party actually splits up?
Were we gonna have the talk with Sophia?
It's an important conversation.
I
I think
thought
so.
you meant like with each other.
I mean, Sophia's technically one of you sometimes.
Honorary
Sure.
Shield of Outcast member.
Oh, she's in one of your bodies anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just allow everyone to see you go Sophia mode, or you try to make this more private?
Probably make it more private. Understanding that Karuto also wants to speak with, but that said, I mean, we're going together, so I think he would explain it to Karuto that he doesn't know how long this conversation might take. If it takes the full hour, then we'll do that tomorrow.
You know, it's an understanding. He's happy to be patient.
Then let's just simply ask who all is going to be a part of the Sophia conversation. Getting a private room isn't difficult.
That's up to Navali.
Anybody who wants to join for the Sophia conversation, Navali's good with.
I feel like it's going to be a Navali rap
Just
conversation.
Navali.
Yep.
Sure. After discussing this and people start getting ready to leave, you see Crow going downstairs, grabbing her things, bringing a giant mirror up, sometimes asking for help to carry it. It's the size of a person, to be clear, and clearly silver and lined. Rev and Navali go off to a separate room. Go ahead.
Okay. He will just go ahead and Pandora trigger.
You watch his eyes fade into black and his hands twirl and chakrams appear, though he doesn't seem to be in a combat stance. His eyes lay firmly upon you, Navali, curious.
Sophia?
Yes?
There's a few things I would like to ask you if you are alright to speak with me.
Query, why would I not be?
Just want to make sure. I've been thinking about some things for some time now regarding my own personal idola. And the word corrupted was spoken about a few times. I understand now what it means, but there have been some other things I've been curious about.
May I make a correction to begin with?
Yes.
Idolin. Idola is plural.
Oh, idola. Yes. My apologies.
Idolin.
Idolin. Navali looks a little flustered. Idolin. My apologies.
Dictionary definitions are an exceptionally important part of ensuring that language is understood between both parties. Continue. I I am aware you only have one, and thus I need to ensure that you understood you only had one.
If I remember correctly, the way that the corrupted work is that there is more than one voice inside, more than one word inside the idolin. Is that correct?
Do you know what a vestige is?
I do not believe so, no.
The gems you hold, they are a vestige of the core of the Eidolon, a limb of ours. I am Sophia. My vestige is Pandora. You found Pandora, not me. You found me when you returned to the core. We are both simultaneously the same thing, like it is my arm, and something different, because it can move and act without me. Should the vestige gain a different word, it becomes something different. That is what we call being corrupted. For it has no core, merely a limb with a different ideal.
And do you know where Yuki's core might be?
I do.
If you are willing to share it, I would very much like to know.
I am willing to give you that information, but I require information in return. Why?
I'm interested to understand more about my Eidolon. The word that Yuki spoke of when I first heard her, it was protection. And I remember every time that I used to have dreams and I felt her presence in me, around me. She had a comfort to her. I remember being in the midst of a blizzard, and even though everything, all the snow and the ice that surrounded me and the cold, I never was afraid because she was next to me. And then when I begun to understand more about Eidolon, I wanted to try to understand her more. I wish to talk with her if I could. I don't know exactly if going to the core would do that. And honestly, even perhaps talking about that might sound crazy, but
Navali,
yes.
you speak of the limb, not the core. You wish to speak to the limb, not the core. The woman who you speak of, the woman who's in the blizzard and protecting you, that is not the same thing as what you will find.
Is there not a way to speak to the limb?
It speaks to you every day, does it not?
If in a way of you mean that she talks with me, no. But if it's a different meeting, then I can't say.
Navali,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you to roll insight.
Okay. I had to roll a bad one sometime.
Reverend's face seems to contort for a second, but you can't quite read what it's saying. You can tell that Sophia is definitely controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
Though you can also tell Reverence isn't fighting her here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a prolonged pause. Then he takes a deep breath. Or she takes a deep breath. It's difficult to tell which is which at times. Navali, why do you wish to speak with her?
She has a way of comfort, a way of speaking to you through her actions. I've very much admired her for that. I remember when we were down below looking for a different Eidolon. I believe it was when we were looking for death. I remember being so scared, and she was comforting me. I want.
Reverence, could you answer this question for me? Did she just describe herself?
Kind of look at Navali.
I want to be more of that. I think she can help me find that answer. I think by understanding her more and perhaps meeting the core could help me become more of the person that I wish to become.
Do you believe that conflict would allow you to become your truest form?
If you allow me to clarify, are you speaking of when we first met with you?
No. I promise you, should you seek the core, you will find conflict. Do you believe that it would aid you?
I believe there are some things that become seen through conflict. Yes. I want to understand her, and I want to understand the core. If it means that I must go through some conflict, then I want to face it, to understand.
Reverence, I want her to know that I have your permission to use your body to cast a spell tonight.
Very well.
You will dream of what you need to see.
Thank you. I very much appreciate your help.
Is that all?
Yes, well, oh, I guess actually one more question I do have. Do you know what the Consoligo Forest is?
It has gone by many names. It is currently considered the Consoligo Forest. That is both a name that your people and the Iridians have named it for the past 100 and so years. It is very dense with wood created from a mixture of mana, the weave, and spirits of far, far gone creatures, such as yourself. The wood there has been considerably pliable to the weave itself, allowing for enchanted weaponry as well as protection against undead, fiends, and celestials.
I didn't know about that regarding the woods of the trees in my homeland. I guess what I've been curious of is, do you know anything that might have been there that Iridia was looking for? We heard from Scarlet that they found whatever they were searching for.
They sought the Eidolon core of inquisitiveness.
Inquisitiveness. Do you think they destroyed that area after they discovered it?
No,
You wouldn't happen to know why they would be interested in that particular one, would you?
they seek the Eidolon for the same reason they seek all Eidola. They wish to preserve and harness their powers, for it is the only way that the blood of the divine can be cast among their people.
The blood of the divine? I apologize. Could you clarify?
The powers that you use, it is another word for divine magic.
Are you saying that can Iridians not be born with magic?
They can be born with magic. They can manipulate the weave as any other mortals can. However, the only way they are capable of using divine magic is by leeching it off of something else.
So someone like me who has powers from Helm, they cannot have something like that unless, as you say, they leech it off of someone.
So long as something else has that power, they may take it from them, yes.
Is that what the five are? Are they the ones that they're the leeching off of this because of these cores that they're taking from place to place?
Navali,
Yes.
do you believe that this information would aid you in your journey?
I think aid might be a strong word. Admit I am curious. At the same time, I feel perhaps understanding more of this might help me be able to help someone I care about.
Those born under the rule of the five are cursed, for they are fallen celestials, unable to return to the heavens, and thus the heavens shall never grace them. And therefore, they found shortcuts to still allow their powers to grace their subjects.
I had, well, I'm starting to almost wish I had everybody else here too to listen in on this because I'm worried I might not remember this information.
Reverence is here.
I forgot that Rev can also hear this. Apologies, Rev. I'm sorry. Well, this is very interesting. Thank you, Sophia. I don't think I have any more questions at the moment. I think perhaps I would like to share this with the rest of my party.
Very well. Is there anything else?
Mm-mm. Thank you, Sophia. You've been a great help.
You see Reverence's eyes close, and when they reopen, the whites of his eyes have returned.
I really hope you caught most of that, Rev. I feel like my head is spinning a little.
I think I did. Yeah.
More problems to worry about in the future, I think. But this was good information.
It was. How long did that conversation take?
Probably like 20 minutes. Technically, you're still Pandora triggered, but Sophia essentially took a nap inside of you.
I know we need to relay this to the group, but should I grab Karuto while I'm still...
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Actually, yeah, if you want to just send him back here, I'll just talk to him here.
Mm-hmm. I can do that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Navali will go grab Karuto.
Caragenda's a little uncertain as to what he might find.
Navali grabs you and leads you back into the room, and I assume doesn't go back in, just lets you go in alone. You see Reverence staring at you.
Is this Sophia or?
It's, well, she's here. You wanted to speak regarding the Purity Eidolon?
Yes. My question is possibly simple, but also complicated. As you recall, in the desert, it took control of me without any kind of permission. I wanted to ask how that was possible and if it might happen again.
There's a small pause before Reverence uncontrollably closes his eyes and reopens them, eyes completely blackened, stares directly into you as if looking into your soul for a second, Karuto. Correction. We were not there when that happened. We only heard stories.
But have you heard of it happening before?
Yes, I am doing it right now.
Something seems to click in his head, and he goes, I see. But then how is it that Reverence is able to regain control?
I relinquish and we agree.
So you are saying if I am able to establish communication with this Eidolon, that perhaps I might be able to do the same.
I believe that everyone needs to be introduced to the dictionary definition of what an eidolon and idola are. Eidolon is singular, idola are plural. You speak of a singular creature, therefore it is eidolon.
Character looks mildly impressed by this. But this is yes, exactly.
Communication is unlikely, as I am exceptional for a variety of reasons that you are already aware of. However, if fear is that it will take your body, then simply either be willing to not be a part of it, or trust that you have allies who will be able to cause you to regain your sanity.
I see.
To put this into as simple terms as I can for mortals, when we attach ourselves to a mortal, we attach yourselves to your very soul, by which we can control your body should we attempt to tug at your soul. Should your soul be strong enough, we are unable to do so. Should your soul not be willing, we'd be unable to do so at all. From my understanding, as I was not in the presence, it was less that it wanted to do so, and more that it had no choice.
There is much we do not understand about this.
If I may attempt to put this into words that you may, have you ever been so overcome with emotion that your body acts without thought?
The character gives a wry smile. Yes.
Imagine that happened to the thing that was sharing your body.
So there is a risk it may happen again. However, it is not something that might happen common.
Think of it as rare circumstances. In extreme stress, it may happen. So avoid extreme stress.
He nods along. Then I think it is a condition I can work with. Thank you for your wisdom.
You are welcome. Is there anything else?
That was all. I shall not trouble you longer.
You see Rev's eyes close and reopen back to the white. Well, Reverence, is there anyone else you want to invite to talk to the exposition Eidolon?
Anybody wants to, they're welcome to.
Well, it sounds as if there's no more questions for her for now. So I will ask the question, is there any other conversations you would like to have before the party splits up?
Navali, did you want to talk about what came up in your conversation with everybody, or did you want to?
I mean, yeah, if everybody's down to get,
I'm willing to fade to black and say everyone knows what Navali was told.
yes, I think that would probably be a good idea.
Can now be assumed you all know what I just said earlier.
I also wish to grab Permelia before we go.
Sure. Because I know this is important as well, Reverence, do you want to buy Vedi a weapon?
Yes, I was gonna grab her after.
So I can think of the proper order. Is there anything else people would like to do before the party leaves? Reverence, let's start with you and Vedi.
Okay. Well, the first thing he's got to do is find her.
Okay, roll me a perception check. She has never left the main hall. She has been there the entire time, like usual. Just people keep your eyes go right by her every time. It's like she's not there when she's right in front of you every time.
It's actually kind of a cool trick. I wish I could do that. Rev will approach her.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, since we're getting ready to set off, something I think you mentioned it before, and does she visibly have a weapon on her right now?
No.
I think it was something you said earlier when we talked regarding, if you get into trouble, you've got your claws. I think that's what you said?
Mm-hmm. She shows off her claws.
Okay. And I don't doubt that you're very, very skilled with your claws.
I'm the best.
I know you are. I feel like you should have a weapon just in case.
Okay, but I don't actually have that much money.
I mean, I'll get you a weapon. What are you trained with?
I don't understand the question.
Have you ever used a weapon before? I
Yes,
thought you
many.
mentioned.
I've used swords, I've used bows, I've used long swords, I've used great swords, I've used those little thin swords, I've used both the thin sword that's more like slashing and a thin sword that's more like stabbing. I've used daggers, I've thrown daggers before, though not really a fan of that.
Okay, so wow, you're kind of trained in a lot. Why don't we go get you some weapons? A weapon or two, maybe two.
Okay, but I mean, she shows off her claws again. I have these.
It would really make me feel better if you used a weapon.
Okay. What weapons do you buy her?
I mean, it's. Am I correct in saying that she can do martial weapons?
She has been trained by a fighter. She can do all weapons.
What would I mean, why not, right? What would a what would a long bow and a rapier run me?
25 gold.
Rev will pay for that.
The reason it's going to be a little bit more pricey than it might normally be is because I'm also going to include a bundle of arrows and you have 10 shots per encounter. Takes a short rest to get them back. So confirming, you bought her both a rapier and a longbow?
Yes.
You go out for the next hour. You purchase these things. It's not too difficult. She is a little bit confused every time you pay up for everything, but she's not complaining.
Okay. Have you got everything you need?
I have more than I need. Do you know how much fish you let me buy? I have all the fish.
Did you just buy fish?
Well, no, because we're going on a trip, and if I bought fish, it would become smelly and rotten, and that would be great. So I bought smoked and dried fish.
Right, it's good to think ahead. Do you have like a bedroll or anything?
Why? The dirt's fine.
I'm gonna at least get her that as well. How much more would that run me?
5 silver.
Done.
All right, I have edited her sheet. Enjoy. Six.
Hello.
You watched your guild leader just grab the black cat and head out to buy her weapons. What would you like to do?
I'd like to slink off and knock on the door Permelia was last behind.
You knock on it. She opens the door. She's still there.
Hey.
Hey, I heard yelling. Is everything okay?
I pointed my gun at Liren and he teleported away.
What?
Yeah, he came out and threatened Rose, and I got mad.
What?
Yeah. I think he's gone.
Is this like the time he wanted to kill me?
I think this is like the time he wanted to kill you. I actually brought that up specifically while I was yelling at him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not here anymore.
Well, that's gonna make me worrying about you and Navali less, weirdly.
I believe it. Hey, he said something about you that really made me mad. Like before, not a new thing, but in the previous conversation. You're not every Iridian.
I know.
She nods. Good, because if you didn't, I'd have to beat it into you.
Why wouldn't you beat it in
I was...
Six? I don't want to fight you.
I was joking. It was a joke. It was sarcasm.
I'm usually much better. Sorry, my brain's been everywhere today.
Yeah, it's kind of a day.
So he's gone.
He's gone. Oh, he's going to Voluminous for research to help us.
Yeah. When he came back with the information last time, was it any good?
No.
So it's useless.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a coward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I told him that he reminded me of my dad, and he said, get ready, get ready. Maybe your dad's not as bad of a person as you think he is.
Dad's the butcher!
Right? I wish the two of them could meet.
I don't. They might like each other.
I think that Dad would like Liren until Liren tried to correct him or tell him what to do. And then he wouldn't like him anymore.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Please take care of her.
I promise. She seems resolved. I think her head is in the right place. I'm going to help her keep it there.
Her resolve is what worries me.
We're going to go in. We're going to rescue the prisoners. We're going to figure out what to do next. And we're not going to start a war.
6.
Yeah?
I don't care if you start a war. Just make sure she wants to come back.
You don't?
Well, I don't really want a war because it's bloody and violent and everyone's going to die a horrible death. But if you cause one to save people, that's fine. I'm a lot more worried about her deciding that she wants to stay. Because there's so much more work to do.
She nods. I'll make sure that she comes back, even kicking and screaming if I have to.
I know you. You definitely would do that.
I sure would.
Watching her being dragged by you, kicking and screaming would be really funny.
Yeah, she'd be like, I'm a big strong bunny and you can't tell me what to do. And then I'd be like, punch.
She'd probably do that cute thing where she keeps stepping on the ground.
Oh yeah, she'd thump at me. It's not going to work on me. I could take her. Actually, I don't think I could take her, but I could make her feel really bad.
You would get your ass kicked.
Yeah, but I'd make her feel really bad, and then she'd reevaluate her priorities and, like, have to come back.
Yeah, probably. Don't worry, I'll make sure everyone else doesn't die to horrible vampires, I guess.
I know you will. Do you remember that time that we were in the pitch dark and you didn't miss?
No?
We're in the Metal Temple.
It was a very stressful time, okay?
Yeah, you just decided to destroy the world, I guess.
I'm pretty sure I was still under the impression I could die at any time.
Yeah, well, we didn't.
You taught me I should stop thinking that way.
Yeah. You've got this. It's a bunch of vampires, and your sister is pissed. And I haven't known her as long as you have, but she is scary when she gets mad. So I think I'm glad we're on her side.
Camellia looks past you and sees Rose just painting her nails. She really hasn't changed.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know.
You got this, Permelia. I believe in you.
Well, I know you don't believe in my gods, but I hope Diaphora protects you too. And when you get back, let's get very drunk to celebrate.
Yeah, we'll celebrate our victories.
You're not invited to the after celebration.
What's that? Is this a sex thing?
It's a sex thing.
I don't want to come to the after
I
celebration.
didn't think you did.
Yeah. Okay, we're good. We understand each other.
Also, pretty sure Navali's not into threesomes.
I don't think I'm attracted to women.
That's okay. Most women I know aren't.
Huh. Okay, here's what we'll do. We're both gonna win. We'll come back. We can have a big party. You can have the after party, and I'll beat the shit out of anyone who tries to disturb it.
I'm glad you're my friend.
I'm glad you're my friend. You're cool.
I am?
Yeah. You
Okay.
know about things, and you beat up monsters, and you're good at 3 emblems.
I'm only good because I taught you how to play.
Well, I think you're good. And you do beat up big monsters. Like when we beat that giant acid baby, that was pretty cool.
I just follow you.
Yeah, but you also beat things up. Like, I'm not doing all the beating up. Oh, we rescued Willow. That was pretty cool. You did that. That wasn't me.
I thought you were going to die.
I thought I was gonna die. But then you were like, nope, I fixed every problem.
She closes her eyes. 6.
Yeah.
Please fix my problem of not be worrying about Navali.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be there, so it'll be fine.
Thank you.
Are you good? I think they're getting ready.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Especially if he's gone. That's actually a huge relief.
Yeah? Do you want to come out and talk to everybody?
Sure.
Okay. She takes her to do so.
You go to the main room and sit down. Tushiki continues to pour sake for everybody. Because every game needs to have someone who has infinite alcohol.
Truly, this is Inari's greatest blessing.
Is there any other conversations you'd like to have? Then I shall ask the question, people who are planning to split up for the Bunny Forest, are you ready to split up?
Just to clarify, we already went ahead and got like all the food supplies, yes?
Yes, absolutely VD did that for you.
I would like to roll an insight on that.
If you would like to insight the DM, I am going to tell you your food is all meat.
All meat? Oh! Navali is gonna maybe take a quick trip to the market.
Have no issues in doing this. Please mark off. Well, how long do you think you're going to be gone?
It's like It's going to be like a 3-week full trip, isn't it?
Probably about that, possibly a full month.
Okay, I'll take a month's worth of rations.
Cool. Could you mark off 6 gold?
All right. I did so. I'm going to put that in my items.
Alas, now I can't make Navali have to lay on hands to eat the food that was brought for the rest of the party.
If you did use to create sustenance.
I could. It'd just be really bland food.
You'd be disappointed.
Yeah.
Is there any other conversations you'd like to have before you teleport away?
I do actually kind of have one thing. It's a quick thing with Perm.
You may talk to your D&D girlfriend. It's okay.
Basically just perhaps like when we're all about to head out, she'll pull Perm aside. Obviously not in the view of Rose if she is there. I just wanted to say before we headed out that I'm going to miss you and I love you. And I'm very excited for our date when I get back.
Molly, I'd like you to make me a charisma saving throw.
All right.
You can choose to resist this if you'd like, as when she grabs you and takes you to a small corner and just leaps up and kisses you firmly on the lips.
She does not resist.
And holds you there for a second, then pulls back. There. Now you have something to look forward to, so come back.
It's a very nice thing to look forward to. Stay safe, Perm.
You too. Also, if you think that you won't come back, Six is going to drag you back, crying and screaming, according to her.
6 would do that.
Yeah, and as cute as it would be to see you stomp your feet, please just come back.
I don't stomp my feet.
She's
Do I?
watching your feet as you say this.
Navali is stomping her feet a little. Okay. I understand what you're saying.
Besides, I love you, and I know you love me. So, let's just make sure that keeps going.
I would like that. And no vampire or things we need to do in the forest is going to get in the way of that.
I mean, apparently my sister doesn't change. If I become a vampire, would you? Mind of blood. Okay, I'll make sure to kill every vampire. My sister, of course.
No, yeah, your sister's fine. That's all Navali wanted to talk about, though, before she's good to go.
Well, one last check-in. Anything else people would like to do before they teleport away? Reverence. You get to show everyone you could do what Leo could do this entire time in front of them.
Rev will pull out the chalk and begin to draw the circle that corresponds to Azel's safe house.
Do we need to tell that they should be expecting us. I don't know if we did
I
that.
told Azel already.
Thank you.
They're gonna throw blood on us, by the way.
That's nothing new.
And as you gather up your things, Amira gets tied to Mira and she goes to the portal with you. The party going to the Bunny Forest departs on their long journey, vanishing through the portal that Reverend created. And we will take our break there for now, because I really have to go to the bathroom. And we're back. And as you walk forward and through the portal that Reverence makes, immediately it's a slightly different feeling from when you went through the teleportation circle that Liren makes. His made your entire body tingle and vibrate, and then feel as if you got thrust through a thunderstorm. This feels more like you walked down a dark corridor. More accurately, were grabbed down a dark corridor and suddenly find yourself in a completely new area. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust, but you recognize this hole, you recognize the walls, you recognize the small imp that's about to throw a bucket of blood directly over your bodies. I'd like everyone to roll a dex saving throw.
Maybe for the cash.
I believe that's the right roll.
That is correct, you did well.
Oh no.
Toshiyuki, you are completely alien to everything that's going on. There is a small demon directly in front of you holding a bucket who just threw blood directly over everyone. Everyone else immediately shielded themselves or got out of the way. But you were too stunned by the fact that everyone's so nonchalant by this that you are now covered in gore. And it's cackling about this.
Please tell me this place has washing facilities too.
Oh, that's adorable. It thinks you have things to wash with. You want more blood? Blood's a liquid.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's a river around here for a while.
Just the one bucket is enough. Like a hazing ritual.
Uh-huh. As Toshiyuki starts talking about this, you do notice Crow in the background casting a very, very useful cantrip, and slowly his skin starts to get cleaned. I'm so used to people being tabaxis for some reason. And his clothes start to get dried out. You know where you
Of
are.
course, looks immensely relieved.
You all know where you are. You have a basic idea of where you're going. The imp is laughing at you, but not in your way. And if you try to move past him, he will not stop you. What would your party like to do?
I'm guessing it's probably around not I think you said it was 4 to 5 last time when we asked.
You asked, it was about 4 to 5. Then you went to do some extra shopping. So it's 6 to 7.
I can't remember if there was a inn around here that we could stay at.
Roll a wisdom.
Oh, that was a wisdom save. I apologize. It's still a nat one.
About to say, I'm just going to take the nat one.
Yeah.
You don't remember. What you remember from this place is last time you pretended to be scared about being drenched in blood.
It has gotten very late. Would
We're technically in a building right now.
we are in a building. It is gotten very late. We could, if it is, and she'll look to the imp that threw the blood. If we could perhaps stay here for a night, if that is
Why
all right
would
with
you
you.
want to do that?
Because since everybody is afraid to go here, it's safe. I mean, why would they want to go in here? All of you are so fearsome.
Oh, there's no beds here.
We have bedrolls. I was merely asking if you would be all right with it.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. Come on.
That's a really high number.
Navali's very persuasive.
There is a small pause, and as if the small imp is thinking about it, well, it could be funny. You suddenly hear a ringing of metal, and it clacks across the stone. You're not quite sure where it came from, or even if it is something actually in the room, just not currently visible. But it causes the small creature to go freeze up, shake, look around wildly for a second. Okay, yeah, no, if he says it's okay, it's okay. Get off the fancy sigil things on the ground and sure. I hope you don't mind cobwebs and dirt falling on you while you sleep.
Navali looks to the group if that's all right.
I have slept in worse places.
I was gonna sleep in the dirt anyway. I have a bedroll now, but
And 6, Willow?
I mean, if you want to.
Would you prefer to sleep outside?
I'd prefer to get like 2 or 3 hours of walking in and then sleep outside.
We could also do that. It's been a long day, so I want to make sure everyone is comfortable for when we are going to set out. But I am also willing to start getting ahead of the game.
Oh, Crow suddenly claps her hands. Do you have any idea what I'm capable of?
I apologize, I do not, Crow.
So you invited me without knowing what I can do?
I know you're talented at magic.
Right. So anyway, I know this amazing spell where I draw a square on the ground and then we can all sleep under it and be safe.
Is that similar to the Navali makes a hut motion?
Yeah, it's quite literally called Liamon's Tiny Hut.
Oh, well, then why don't we get a move on then? And yes, that would be great if you could do that when we stop for the night, Crow.
Yeah, that's not an issue. Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So, Lyran left, right?
Yes.
Like left.
Yes.
Six is nodding emphatically behind Navali.
Huh. And he didn't leave you anything.
Navali looks at Six.
Eh,
I don't remember him leaving anything, did he?
No, what do you mean?
He stole my ivory. It's fine.
Oh.
That motherfucker. How much
How-
does your ivory cost?
100 gold.
Six looks at Navali.
Unfortunately, I don't have the funds right now, but we can see about returning that money to you.
It's not your fault.
I'm sorry, Crow.
I'm aware. I don't know the spell yet anyway. It's fine.
Maybe when we get back to town? She looks at Navali.
I think that would be a good idea.
Right, so can I ride the deer?
Mira, are you okay with that?
You have never felt more apathy from Mira as right then.
Navali looks at Mira a little surprised. And she kind of will communicate with her. I think they can communicate just via, like, thinking, right?
Yeah, the only thing is I have made it so, like, you can't understand her words, only her emotions, but you can just think at her and she understands it.
Mira, is something off with Crow that you do not like?
She snorts, and you can feel the emotion of... It's as if she is tied to things antithetical to what Mira is.
Crow, I think Mira is not willing to have you right on top of her.
Oh, does she not like... Okay.
I apologize. Do you need to is the mirror too heavy?
I assume you think that to Mira.
Yes.
She seems completely okay with it.
Crow, is the mirror too heavy for you?
It's like 40 pounds.
And then Navali will think to Mira, are you alright with carrying the mirror then?
Do you feel as if you feel Mira not really mind the mirror whatsoever, as if it's completely fine.
Mira can carry the mirror for you. I think that will at least make it easier on you.
Yes, that definitely would, and I don't think I... Oh, I didn't even think about carrying that for miles. Oh. I don't get out much.
It's all right. When we're outside, let's get the mirror situated.
So there is the fun, awkward moment of angling Mira through thin manor decaying walls.
At least she doesn't have her horns.
Let's put it this way. It's a good thing the manor seems to repair itself, because you definitely do some damage on the way out.
Navali calls out sorry as they leave.
But you leave. You get a few hours journey. You have a basic idea of where to go. For the sake of some simplicity, I will ask for a survival check from one of the members.
I pass that on to somebody else.
Tushiki is untrained.
I'm going to give you a small spoiler. I think you all are.
Is Willow?
Willow's not trained in survival, no.
Bummer. Okay. Well, Navali has a +1.
Same.
Anybody have a higher than a 1?
For
Minus
those,
1.
yeah, I was about to say, for those who do not know, it's wisdom.
Oh, it's Wiz. Oh,
I have a +2 then.
my.
James, I think.
So between Willow and Yoshiyuki then?
Could we roll with advantage?
No, none of you are trained in survival.
Mhm.
Oh, true. Okay, I'll roll. Wow.
Oh no.
It is
It's good.
dark out. Willow looks at the sky, goes, "Yeah, I think I know where I'm going," and walks in a general direction. 6, you quickly realize he has no idea what the skies are like in this area.
Willow.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound mean. Are you sure?
Not really, but I thought this was the right way.
She shrugs. Close enough.
You walk in a direction that you pray in the morning you will know if it's the right way, and bed down a few hours later.
Nailed it.
Great success, I'm sure.
Oh, this party is going to be great. There's not going to be any issues. As you bed down for the night, Crow does in fact do exactly what she said and just draw a very familiar looking circle. Unlike when Leo was doing it, hers seems much more practiced. His seemed almost like he was copying it from stories he heard. Hers seems like it's through practicum of constant repetition. And whereas his felt almost like you're in a very small hut, hers feels more like you're just in a bubble. The ground almost still feels like ground, though it's warm. You still can definitely notice the color difference, but it is, ultimately speaking, different yet similar. And just like before, no, Mira cannot go inside of it.
Yeah. I will help the mirror off of her though, so that she doesn't have she's not uncomfortable as she takes a rest.
She appreciates this as you just carry it into the bubble, I assume.
Yeah.
And now we get to do something I've been looking forward to for the past few weeks. Please take a long rest when most of you are not playing your main characters. Who would like to take first watch?
We end up rolling again.
Go for it.
I rolled a 3.
Beatty and Navali are number 3.
It's me and Willow.
Team sibling number 2, and therefore Toshiyuki and, funny enough, Crow are number 1. Toshiyuki,
Yeah.
roll perception with advantage.
Advantage. Wow, that's gonna be pretty good. Almost as good as character. It's like I've never switched characters.
You look out into the night, and there's a couple of things that you notice. One, you were down this way many, many years ago, so some of it does start to look familiar to you. But 2, there are plains, there are some trees, wooded areas nearby, but you can also clearly tell that this area has been well traveled and recently, and by a group. a fairly large group. They're not here right now, but that in itself says a lot. Because it doesn't look like it was trading, it would look like it was people walking. Not wagoned, not horses. There was definitely a large beast, or several large beasts. One of them, you look towards some of the woods and notice that some of the trees seem almost warped, as if something pushed them away a little bit. You get the feeling the wilderness in this area is far more dangerous than the Vale ever could be. But nothing seems to be actually aggressing you at the moment. Anything you'd like to say to Crow?
Tushiki gives Crow a some slightly awkward smile, but doesn't say anything else.
With that awkward smile, you think, she's helping me watch. She is staring at the mirror. But no harm comes to you for that night. You wake up Six and Willow, I assume?
Yep.
Team Sibling, go ahead.
What is Willow's perception?
I'm not sure. Which stat is that?
It's wisdom unless he has it trained. It'll probably be under his core stats if he does have it trained.
He does not have it trained.
Yeah, I think it's just a +2.
For the sake of some simplicity, I will let people know he has investigation trained as his kind of looking around skill, not perception.
Perhaps as they come out, if Six can intuit that Willow isn't certain what to do, I can keep watch. I had to do this a lot.
Okay. What can I do to help?
Are you good at listening?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, I'll be the eyes, you be the ears. You hear anything strange, tell me.
I'll let you know.
She nods.
With a 21, funny enough, Willow hears this first with what you just told me. As his ears twitch late in the night, it's probably like 2 in the morning, but he hears something that sounds like a pained. It's not really a cat sound, it's more like something. It's a dying. Something died. Something died loudly. Something large. It's towards that wooded area for sure. It was quick and it was violent. He can sense that just from the sound. That's still far away, hundreds of feet away. It doesn't sound like it's coming towards you. Just that sense that something's hunting nearby.
Willow sort of looks alerted to the direction that the sound came from and tells Six that it sounds like something's hunting over there. There was an animal killed.
She nods. We have a fire going, I'm assuming?
Do you?
Do we?
Like, just to be clear, Lehman's Honey Hut controls the temperature for you. You don't need a fire to stay warm.
Gotcha. So we probably don't have one.
Mira might appreciate it, but Mira's the only one who can't be in the hut.
We'll stay alert. If it comes closer, we can always retreat within the hut. Have you been in one of these?
I don't think so.
They're some kind of magic. If you're invited, you can go in, but other things can't.
Well, that's convenient.
She nods. We use these in the desert a lot.
Makes sense.
Was that back at the Tandem Imperium? Was that too much?
Uh, I I don't think so. I mean, from what I've seen of everyone being together and the interactions you've all had, it didn't seem like an overreaction to me. Did it feel like one?
No. But
Well, good. You told him.
we were in Crow's house. I don't want to disrespect her house. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I don't feel that there was any disrespect.
She nods.
It's good to get those feelings out.
It's been a long time. I never thought that we'd be keeping watch together.
Kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah. What next?
I don't know. I'm sure we have a lot or a lot ahead of us, rather.
She nods. Navali is. She has a good heart, and she's very strong. I trust that whatever happens, we'll make the best of it.
I think so too.
Six seems satisfied with this response and sort of goes back to watching, unless Willow has more to say.
He does not.
The sounds of a beast dying and your brief conversations about the strangeness of watching together. You wake up Navali and VD.
Navali,
Mm.
be alert. There's some sort of large creature nearby. It's over in those woods.
Thank you. I will keep an eye on them. Or she points to her ears. My ears out for anything. VD,
Yes?
would you prefer if I keep a watch tonight?
Sure. Be my guest.
All right. Oh, Skern, I just realized I still have exhaustion, so it wouldn't
Good.
be advantage.
Oh, yes, you do. Correct. It's just normal roll.
Unless this is hearing.
It'd still be a normal roll if you
Okay.
have disadvantage at all, no matter how many advantages you get.
Gotcha.
Still, we'll just take the 15
Mhm.
because that would be the first roll.
Gotcha.
You listen carefully. You were warned about a beast. You're focusing on that sound. Focusing. Focusing. VD, are you doing anything to distract her? Anything at all in the background?
What do you do? I think she's just kind of like looking over the weapons she was told to bring, like the longbow. Maybe playing with the string.
It makes a fun sound. Ding, 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 ding. And as you're hearing these little ding, ding, ding sounds from somewhere, it's probably nothing. Your mind suddenly shoots to a strange feeling, as if something's wrong. What's Mira's AC?
Oh, I think it is a 12, but let me double check. I gotta actually open her sheet. Let's see. It is a 15.
You don't see anything. You don't hear anything. But then suddenly off the side, something big and large, black and furred, leaps out and bites directly into Mira's neck. A mix of confusion and pain shoots through your entire body as the link clearly goes through to you. Mira takes 9 damage, and this creature tries to drag her away.
Can I dispel Mira?
Easily, yeah.
I am going to wait until the creature is in the bushes and then dispel her.
Like, as Mira gets dragged away, struggling desperately for a few seconds, Mira suddenly disappears. You no longer feel that twinge of pain, guilt, fury, confusion. It's gone because Mira's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But the creature seemed to also vanish with this, as if not sure what just happened, but now skulking. You can't hear or see it.
Navali is going to see if VD noticed that.
VD? Bing! Bing! It's fun.
VD.
Huh?
I'm going to need you to stop that for a second.
Oh, okay.
There's something out there. It grabbed Mira. We need to be quiet.
She will very quietly stand up and ready the like get it in position. Not knock an arrow or anything, but just get ready.
Just keep an eye out. And Navali's going to stay focused. I don't think she would feel like they need to like go out and do anything, so I think she's just going to keep her attention out to see if she can, or her ears around to listen in and see if the beast comes closer.
You hear nothing and see nothing. You feel yourself at the ready. Either it doesn't know you're there, can't see the barrier, or simply does not attempt and has already left. You feel, just somewhere in your gut, that it wasn't just hunger.
Interesting. I feel like as soon as Navali feels like that they're safe, she'd be like, all right, baby, you can go back to doing what you were doing.
Ding, ding, ding. But morning comes without any further issues. Mira is still desummoned. The rest of the party notices as the sun comes up that there is blood on the grass of where Mira was. You have successfully long rested, Navali. You no longer have exhaustion.
Yay.
Additionally, I'm not going to do this on screen, but off screen, I'm going to tell you you had a weird dream. Don't worry about it.
I'm excited. Something came out and attacked Mira in the middle of the night. But from what I understand, the creature wasn't hungry. It just simply attacked her.
We should be careful not to stray too far off the path then, or at least avoid going deep into the woods.
I think if I am to bring Mira back out, I'm going to desummon her before we go to sleep. Does that sound agreeable to everyone?
If you're willing to bring her out to carry the mirror still, yes, sure.
Out of character, yeah, that's my intention. Navali is going to summon Mira again. and she's going to give her a big hug.
Mira feels warm back at you, as if, oh no, something attacked me last night. Whatever.
And Navali will also, like, I think she probably has at least some spare treat for Mira on her, so she'll give her a treat.
Eats right out of your hand very delicately.
All right, is everyone ready to get a move on?
Sure.
Yep.
That's
This time, I will require either perception or investigation.
ooh, I can do that.
Ooh.
Very good.
It's a lot easier to figure out directions with the morning sun. There's a lot of easy ways to figure out exactly where you're going. But there's one thing you notice about this wooded area as you go by. Not only did you know something's going to attack last night as you start walking down the road, you notice there's several tracks that lead directly into it. A group definitely has been in and out. And your eyes catch something off to the side, what looks to be a ruined home, boards broken, clearly burnt several days ago. It's a bit off. You'd have to actually decide to take a moment to investigate it further, but clearly something happened here recently.
Is Willow investigating this with the group, or did he kind of go off by himself and find it?
It would be like as you're traveling together, it's just something he caught off the corner of his eye.
Okay, I'll point it out to the group and say, looks like something happened there recently.
I think I'm going to stand close to Mira for the rest of the day just to make sure if anything comes and grabs her that I'm there. I'm curious if perhaps it has something to do with her rather than an animal looking for prey.
Navali, could
Yes.
you roll me wisdom or survival?
I will roll wisdom.
With a 14, you think back to your instincts now that you're more awake. It did try to drag her off. It's not that it was looking for prey for itself. It was a hunting animal trying to get food for something else.
Scratch that. It's looking to get food for something else. We should keep moving. But be careful and make sure eyes are looking for anything that might be suspicious.
Just because it's funny as she says this out loud, Willow just can point at the ruined house.
That looks pretty suspicious.
That does.
Good job, Willow.
Thanks.
Do we go to the house? Or do we keep moving?
That's up to you. The DM doesn't care.
Do we have extra food?
Yes. Prep for a full month. It's about 3 weeks there and back.
We've got a little extra food. If someone's like hungry or something, maybe we could give them some food.
Might be a good idea. Perhaps if we come across them. Or maybe if one of those creatures tries to come back, we can throw something to them.
She nods.
Also, as I will always point this out, you have a paladin. You technically have infinite food.
That is true. Oh no, there's a creature. Navali summons 30 pounds of food and water.
Be quenched. Be nourished. Helm commands it.
I'm sorry, 45 pounds of food. I mean, yeah, Navali's ready to keep on going.
Well, I will ask.
Tushiki is focused on the mission.
Do you focus on the mission and ignore anything weird going on, or do you investigate?
I think Navali would want to just keep going, but if the group wants to go check it out, she will concede. We keep going?
Feels like we keep going.
Keep walking down the road. I'd like one person to roll me perception.
I can do it.
Navali,
Mm-hmm.
you're about an hour down the road before you realize one of you is missing.
Who is it?
VD.
Where did VD go? Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. We gotta go look for VD. Uh, Crow. Or does anybody here have any spells that track people?
I can talk to her. I can look within about 1,000 feet.
Could you maybe send her a message and see where she is?
Sure. So you're aware, so you know that spell that Liren had that lets you talk long distances?
Yes.
I hated that spell, so I learned the other one.
What is the other one?
It's the one your snake friend does.
Oh, the where you just speak to their minds.
Yes, it seemed more useful.
I like that one way more.
Yeah.
She closes her eyes for a moment. Her eyes remain closed as if waiting for a response. Ahem. I am going to quote her as best as I can, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Watch out for anything suspicious. So I was just doing that, so I went to go look at the house as it's suspicious.
Navali turns in the direction of the house and starts walking. I want to make sure she doesn't get hurt.
Doesn't take you too long. And just to clarify, VD, you weren't there that long. VD, you were positive that you sent your message back. You got cut off before the end.
Aw.
Do we make it there?
You start heading back. You see the ruined house. You see VD just waiting off to the side. And nearby her, there is a man. Fairly large, probably 6, 7 feet tall, maybe even nearing Navali size. His ears are a little bit floppy and off to the side instead of human ears. He seems to have a very thin layer of almost goat-like fur all around him. And he seems to just be sitting down, staring at the ruins, unspeaking. VD, you have been spending the past 2 hours seeing if you can get him to talk.
So I found this guy.
Uh,
I don't know if that counts.
is this your house? Navali asked.
Well, persuasion with disadvantage. He doesn't seem to move or react to your words.
VD, how long have you been here with him?
What was it, 2 hours?
About, yeah.
Yeah, 2 hours.
And
I mean, admittedly, you ran off, explored around. In fact, could you give me an investigation or perception for that? Cool, that makes sense. You were not paying attention.
I get distracted easy.
dang, VD's perception is really good.
You should see her stealth.
Can I look over to see if the man is injured?
Sure. You don't see an injury on him, though you do see that his clothes seem very tattered, and he might have been sitting here for a while.
Can I attempt to roll an insight?
You may.
Yeah, I don't know, guys.
Weird guy staring at the ruins of a house.
Maybe it's his house and he's sad and he wants some food.
I was just thinking perhaps of seeing if he was hungry. Navali, I assume we probably have like a little bag or something like that that she can put something in.
Yeah.
She'll put down at least like a day's ration of food next to him.
Does not move or react.
If this is your home, I'm sorry for what had happened. This is for you, if you choose to eat it. I hope things get better.
Could anyone who is nearby Navali at this time roll me perception or investigation?
Willow
Okay,
will
wait.
investigate.
I'll allow both of those. VD, now that people are here and therefore you're not actually wondering, this guy's weird, and getting distracted by flowers and bees, you start looking towards the house, and Willow, you start looking a little bit into the ruins. You notice the wall has been collapsed as if damaged heavily through either fire or brute force, and it caused almost the entire thing to collapse in on itself. First, you don't think too much about this. There's a great deal of things that it's obvious that there's material values, herbs, porcelain, wood shattered about. It takes a bit, but eventually you find a burned, severed arm underneath some of this wood. And looking more carefully, you find that there is more than one piece of this, more arms, more body parts. They're old, been there for several days, but there are definitely many people who died inside this home. Now, I also want to be clear to both Willow and VD, you've seen a lot of death in your time. This doesn't particularly bother you, just something that you notice. So I'll ask the party, what do you do with this information?
Navali will look at 6, see what she might be thinking.
She's taking stock of the situation. Trying to get a read on the guy, probably not succeeding. Others also haven't succeeded.
You can try an insight against him.
Ooh. Okay. Sort of to flavor this, 6 is going to confer about the details of the house. Walk this way, walk that way. Come back and actually put herself in his line of sight, and she's going to try to size him up.
Sure.
I'm going to use tactical assessment as well.
Makes sense.
20.
6, it's when you line up to look where he's looking that you go notice something's weird. Not only has been completely unmoving, he's not staring quite at the house directly. He's staring slightly below it. He's looking slightly underneath it. He's hunched over. He's not making a sound. There's a couple of things that bother you about this. And eventually you decide to try and gently touch him on the shoulder. And your hand goes straight through and feels slightly chilly.
That was actually going to be the next thing I tried to do. You read me. She tries it again just to confirm that her hand goes through. And looking at what she can only assume is a spirit or ghost. There's something under there that's important. Do you want to talk about it?
There is no reaction.
Hey, Navali.
Mm-hmm.
You know that thing you do? You've been able to tell what a creature is. This guy, she shows again.
You see Six's hand go right through him.
I will divine sense.
He's undead, yes.
He is undead, yes. If he is lingering here, perhaps there is something that is preventing him from moving on. Navali wants to go, and she's going to basically get to the ground so that she can be in eye contact with the man.
He's looking under the house.
Is there something here preventing you from moving on?
Roll me insight or investigation.
Ooh. I'm gonna do insight.
So you start piecing some things together, especially with VD and Willow giving some information about the bits and pieces of body parts skewed about the home. You follow the eye line to below the house, and you realize there's a basement. You take some time, takes a bit of effort, takes some actual pushing some bits of heavy wood out of the way, but you're a big bunny lady. You can do that pretty easily, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And when you open the basement, you see what appears to be a children's room with 2 children's beds. And you think back and notice the corpses, the bits of body parts that you found were not children's body parts. But children used to live here, or possibly did before it collapsed.
And there's like no sign of life in here.
None.
Navali takes a long moment and she is going to walk back up and she's going to look at the man again. I would like to give them a proper burial. Is that okay with you?
There is still no response.
Everyone, I want to take a brief detour.
Navali,
Yes.
they may still be alive.
Did I see bodies in there?
No.
Oh, I thought I saw bodies in there. My apologies.
You
I'm
said
gonna read.
something was finding food and taking it somewhere.
I am going to retract my state, like what I said all the way back there. I totally thought there were
No, you
actual
found a
bodies in
children's
there.
room, but no bodies. The bodies that you found in the house were adult bodies. Or rather, pieces of adult bodies.
Did you see them get taken anywhere? Maybe we can find them.
The more you speak to this spirit, the more you're convinced that it's stuck here and unable to respond to you.
She'll stand up. I'm uncertain on how we would be able to find them. But perhaps we can go looking for just a little bit, at least. Is there like any like noticeable footprints or anything around the house besides like ones that are obviously from our group?
I'll take the 20 and 25 and just like say as you point this out, not obvious footprints. It's been days. There's likely been rain, other movements, signs of other animals. But there is definitely signs of damage to the trees, as if something large every now and then pushed through here. And when you think about something large pushing through and then look at the damage to the walls, something large decided to bash through here. When you look at the scattered body parts, you realize the collapse didn't kill them. Something tore them apart.
I'm wondering if whatever attacked Mira is perhaps the same thing that attacked this home. Unfortunately, I don't think Navali probably got a good look of it.
No, you got no actual signs of it. It was mangy, large. That's all you got. You know it was a furred beast, but beyond that, you have no idea.
Navali seems conflicted because she wants to help, but she doesn't know how they could.
Well, Navali isn't hiding that conflicted look, is she?
No, she's not.
So the rest of the party, you can tell that clearly she has this look of, I want to help, I don't know what to do.
Navali,
Yes.
we don't entirely know what VT Tushiyuki and Willow are capable of. And Crow, to be fair.
Not a fighter.
Yes.
Would you like some help, Navali?
Yes, please.
Six immediately takes a more aggressive or perhaps professional posture. Okay, our expedition leader has decided that she wants to help this ghost. There might be missing children who are still alive, but we're not sure how to track them. You guys are talented. What can we do to find them?
My apologies, but my skills do not lie within tracking.
She nods.
I was going to suggest tracking, just looking for, I guess, traces of whatever was here.
Question.
Yes.
Did it try to grab Mira last night?
It did. Tried to drag her away.
Why not just use her as bait?
I don't like using Mira as bait.
Jesus, someone... Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I get why she doesn't like me now.
I'll be bait.
I don't know if that's a good idea either, VD.
We have to draw it out somehow, right?
Yes. Six. You're really good with coming up with plans. Could I have some help?
Okay. Between us, we have several capable fighters and people who are skilled at magic. If VD wants to act as bait, we can wait until the creature comes and then track it to where it's going.
Do you think you'll be able to hide in time in case you are in danger, VD?
Oh yeah, I'm real good at hiding.
VD, do you want to play dead?
Sure.
Six grins. Play dead, have it take you back to its lair, we follow it.
Are you alright with this plan, VD?
If it'll help.
I have to figure out what skill is playing dead now. Thanks.
Performance?
Probably performance.
Or deception.
Yeah, I love either of those, that's for sure.
All right. It is a bit of a detour, but I think this is important.
The only other suggestion I personally have is it's clearly something big, so if it has a shelter somewhere, it has to be a fairly big shelter.
We could look around the woods during the day and make ourselves bait at night.
I think that sounds like a good idea. Perhaps we go in pairs of 2. Make sure that nobody gets taken off.
I'll absolutely allow you to split up into pairs of 2, and absolutely nothing will go wrong.
Or not. Seeing as it is a spirit, Navali doesn't know if she wants to take the meat back or not. Do we want to go walking around exploring together, or do we want to do a potential split up?
Hmm. We have no idea how strong this thing is. Splitting up may not be wise.
Then we'll walk around together. Perhaps we could. Well, it would be a little ways back, but we could go back and see where Mira was getting dragged out to. That might be the first place we look. Does that sound agreeable?
Let's do it.
We do that?
Sure. I will ask for either a perception or investigation. Perception's a higher DC.
I'm gonna let somebody else do this.
Willow, investigate.
It takes a few hours. But as you wander around this area, calling it a forest is inaccurate. Woods is definitely closer. It's not too thick, it's pretty easy to get around. And every now and then you catch that some of these roots have been pushed aside, the trees have been shoved, some of the bark has been ripped up. Every now and then you find traces of blood. There's clearly sometimes venison. Well, venison would be the dead form. Deer that live in these areas, and every now and then you find just bits of them. And you notice that there is a small stream. And you find something peculiar as the stream seems to go down as part of a rocky enclave, and the water just flows down there. But you can't quite see exactly where the water goes from there, or how the stream continues to flow when it has something like that happening to it. And you peek your head down. It goes fairly deep and seems to have, if anything is big, it could hide in here and take shelter from the elements without any issues.
I think we found our area.
That was surprisingly fast. You're pretty good at this. To Willow.
I guess I'm just kind of good at it.
If we go to check it out now, we might have something that pops out at us. I would suggest those who don't want to fight might sit out.
As you say this, Crow casts a spell and disappears from view.
As in she's still there, but just...
She goes invisible.
Okay. Makes sense. Do we want to perhaps go in now, or do we want to wait out for night? It might be a little bit more difficult at night.
Navali,
Yeah?
roll wisdom. Yeah, don't think about it. It's fine.
I offer the question to the group. I guess Crow already went invisible, though, so...
Still here. I can still talk to you. This lasts an hour as long as I don't do anything else.
I mean, aren't they like active at night? Wouldn't we want to go in now?
Yes, that was the wisdom, by the way, of all the sounds you heard where they were attacking in the middle of the night. All right, then. So 6, I'll ask the same question because I didn't get your answer. If you continue forward, combat might happen, and I cannot promise combat will be over in under 30 minutes. Are you still okay with continuing?
I could continue.
Okay. You continue down these cave systems. I would like a perception check.
I'm gonna offer it to VD.
I don't know why you'd possibly offer her to do anything. VD, you're used to the dark. You're used to dank caves. You're used to the smell of life and death all around you, the mold, there's even a bit of iron in the air that you know is the smell of blood. You're not a tracker, but you can track from this alone. And it doesn't take you long of darting around, your fur color the same color as the darkness, even those with dark vision have trouble keeping track of you. And you hear voices. Voices. Not growls, not bestial sounds. But you don't understand the language. It's guttural, gruff. But you don't know what they're saying. But you do know there's exactly 3 of them. One very large thing that has even gruffer sound, and every now and then has the chewing. Then you pause for a moment and there's snoring. Snoring of some beast.
I will whisper and let everyone know.
Could you roll my stealth? Everybody? Suddenly there is a black cat next to you and whispering all this information to you, and you literally couldn't tell she was there.
Tsushiki is visibly impressed.
I assume if we get any closer, we're going to start being a lot more noticeable. You said there was 3 of them.
That I could tell, yeah.
3 of them, one thing much larger, so 4 total if you want to include the larger thing, and then a snoring beast. So probably 5 total.
We should keep going then. How far off did they sound, VD?
What would it have been?
200-ish feet away. You'd have to point in the exact directions of this cave system. It's a little bit of a maze, but you're used to mazes.
As soon as we are engaged, I'm going to use my Dolan.
Sophia's proud of you for calling an Eidolon.
Sophia's not here. Is everybody ready?
Sure. PD will pull her longbow out.
Out of character, if people want to keep potentially sneaking around, Navali's also good with that.
Yes, Navali, get closer. Sneak.
Yeah, I don't want to sneak. Heavy armor disadvantage. We keep moving?
Sure. Do you want to go loud immediately, or do you want to try and get closer and get into a better position?
I will refer to our tactician for that.
Our stealthier members could go ahead and get into position. We could follow up afterwards. We'll be noticed. That should take attention away from the people who are already in position.
Sounds good. Skern, from the times that I have used Yuki before, has it ever made a noise?
No.
Okay. As soon as everybody is going to start like walking into position, I'm gonna trigger Yuki.
You do so. To many of you, the notice of the air freezing around you and a spear appearing in your hands is not unusual. They've seen you do this before. Some of you were stabbed by it, Tushiyuki.
He has enough discipline to focus on the mission.
I'll ask, who's going to sneak ahead and try to get closer into a better position?
Me.
Tsushigi.
Just those two?
I think so.
I'll actually go as well.
Everyone going, please roll me stealth. VD, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm the best at everything.
Six, Tushiyuki. You move forward, and you feel as you walk, your feet start to clatter as you're just the sounds of anything starts to echo throughout the chamber. You turn, Vidi's gone again. She's just completely disappeared. You're starting to see that she does this a lot. But immediately you hear guttural sounds of and movement and drawing of weapons as if people started to investigate. I'm going to move you to a battle map as Navali hears this too and probably rushes to your side. And I'm going to state, VD may place herself where the fuck she wants in this battle map. Everyone else, you have to be where you started.
VD is a sneak god, confirmed.
As you get closer and see large green humanoid men, Navali, 6, you recognize creatures like this. You've seen them before. It's been a while, but they're orcs. You met one a long time ago. The other creatures you don't recognize, though some of you have nightmares about the large, mangy beast waking up as it looks like a gigantic wolf. There's also a cage in the back here. They see 2 unconscious, likely children. It's hard to see in the dark. Anyway, roll initiative. VD also to confirm, they don't know you're there.
They will very soon. Maybe not like very soon, but
Where do I roll initiative? Oh, there it
There's
is.
a little, yeah, there.
Don't worry, I know the NPC sheets are a little bit different than a PC sheet, so any questions are fine. Navali, they had clearly heard something and are getting ready. The largest creature, still green, it's greenish gray. Looks big, mean, its teeth are gnarled and chipped. And it looks wild and angry at everything. There's also a corpse next to it, some kind of cattle that it's been ripped to shreds. It's meat still in its mouth. And you go first.
Okay. Give me just a second. I am thinking about potential options.
Just gonna add 8 blue things for no reason.
I am going to go 1, 2, 3 in front. And I am going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Would you like to just grab Spirit Guardians again while I get the proper thing for concentration?
Holding her, or brandishing out her newest shield, Navali holds it up into the air, and a radiant glow comes from the shield. Behind her, you see a large, very similar built to Navali, but a little bit taller. And it is a Vieran warrior who is adorned with armor, a helmet with the sigil of Helm on her forehead, and from her back she has a pair of 6 wings that circle around her body.
Well, I have amazing news for you, Navali, as I assume you ended your turn there.
1 sec, I just want to double check to see if there's anything I can do. Nope. Yeah, that's it.
The giant wolf charges at you and has to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Yes. All right, it's 3d8.
The blades of this guardian spirit slams into it, cutting into it deeply. You see a spray of blood as it yelps, kind of turns its body and still charges at you. Fangs bared as it aims straight for your throat. And easily is just unable to get through the armor and kind of skitters off to the side, growling at you. Hey, Six.
I'm curious about these creatures in the back. Sorry, the beings in cages. Is it possible to get a better look if I move closer?
Yes. If you can get within 30 feet, I'm happy to give you more description.
Not this turn. But since these beings were speaking another language, Six will announce out loud, 2 figures in the cages in the back. Then she is going to 10, 15, 20... going to go right here and begin to attack this large beast.
Hit. Hit.
And then with her offhand as well for her bonus action.
That it manages to barely get out of the way of your third hit. Not really barely. It's AC is much higher than 11.
She very quickly gives it 2 piercing jabs with her claw weapon, and then on a rake to follow up, she misses entirely.
As your first 2 blades go into it, it yelps in pain. It's seemingly looking wild, already pretty badly injured from it, all that's going on. But you can see it snarl. It's hungry. The large creature, green, its flesh and skin, its muscular system seems almost abnormal. Some muscles are much larger than they should be, some much skinnier. It lumbers instead of walking, sniffs the air, looks around, sees this large celestial thing, and decides, it's creating that's probably what should die. It rolls a wisdom saving throw, of course. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
38.
Oh, almost full damage.
Ow. As radiant blades strike into it, it seems to kind of almost ignore it. It doesn't seem to mind too much as a large hand tries to slam into you. And again. And then its teeth shoot out to try and bite into you.
I just realized I was rolling 3d6.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that.
No, it's okay. I'll start rolling 3d8 from now on.
No, especially for the troll, go ahead and roll 3d8.
Okay.
Might be lower, I'll warn you, but it's still proper.
It's just 1 pro.
He healed 1 damage. I believe a 19 hits you.
It does not.
Oh, your AC is 20. That does not surprise me, actually. You're plate and shield, aren't you?
Yes.
You manage to block his teeth with the shield. It's still large, but its lumbering figure seems surprisingly deft at certain times, as if it's almost unpredictable.
Gotcha.
Willow.
Willow will approach the big green guy and bonus action magic weapon his short sword.
Sure.
And then go for a multi-attack.
Not believe I programmed magic weapon into his weapon, so we're adding +1 to all of this. That is a hit.
Excellent. $16.
Let me check. That is a hit. Magic weapon digs in deep into him, and it's already splurting out blood. It covers both you and Navali without any issues. It stumbles back slightly, its eyes suddenly turning towards you.
And then, forgive me, but how does this favored foe interaction work? Does that just apply?
Add an additional d4 damage to your second attack.
Okay.
Anything else?
And then, if I'm reading correctly, I can retreat without an attack of opportunity?
Correct.
Willow will retreat over here.
Almost leaping back without any issues. It can't even reach you. Anything else?
That's it.
Seeing this golden light burn the things that charged you, you hear guttural sounds. Callista! Picks up a big wooden stick, a sharpened point, and throws it at you, Navali.
All right.
They cannot pierce through your armor. VD.
I think for now, she's going to go ahead and pull out the longbow and
Are you really VD if you don't cast command?
I know it's very tempting, but I am concealed, I think, right now. I'm pretty good at hiding. Usually people can't find me. I don't want to be found, so fire at this guy?
Roll with advantage. That is a hit. Which guy again? Makes sense. Pierces directly into him, and he reels back. His eyes suddenly go to you. And he's clearly not enjoying the amount of damage he's taken.
And then give inspiration to Willow.
How does VD give inspiration?
He'll just look at him and say, "Okay, your turn."
It is pretty inspiring thing. Yoshiki.
Oh. Shiki assessing the situation and seeing that allies are locked in combat there is going to move over. What's the range on this? Yeah, that's where the cages are. I can't do it there. Collateral.
Kill the kids. Kill the kids.
Scott, no. In that case, Tsushiki is going to look to the huge creature menacing Navali and Six, and summons a magic not dissimilar to what Karito might use on occasion, sort of a green sickly energy, and is gonna cast. Wow, does that just hit?
Which spell? Yeah, Blight is they roll. They roll con save.
Okay. Probably not gonna be a great idea on this thing, but we'll see.
Matches beats, so you still do half damage.
Okay. And it is 48. Or was it? No, 88.
88.
Yeah.
Dang.
You roll 8d8 and then I do half.
Is there a way I can roll this using the prompt?
No, I don't believe so.
Ah, shame.
Oh.
Still pretty good.
Body shrivels and burns away, and for the first time, instead of grunting, it makes a terrible screaming sound as it buckles onto its knees. It is badly hurt by this and suddenly is not doing well. You see it's unusually toned, and certain places muscles start bursting, and its weakened areas start turning into brittle bone. Anything else, Yoshiyuki?
No, just that.
Okay then. My main was just doing some measurements with the orcs. Navali,
Yes.
throw more pointed sticks at you. Honestly, the best thing they can do while staying out of range. As you see large axes on their back, but clearly they're trying to get the magical giant angel to go away.
That is a hit.
One finally clips through your armor and does 8 piercing damage. Con check.
Yep.
The other one shatters off your armor. You're fine.
Mhm.
Navali.
And just to clarify, was it the giant orc that got attacked with the blight?
That was the troll, yes.
Oh, the troll. Okay.
Spoiler, it's a troll.
All right. Seeing as he looks ready to drop, I think Navali's going to turn his or her attention to him, and she's going to use her spear. Guessing a 13 probably does not hit.
You slam into its hide, and it's thicker than you were expecting.
All right. She's going to go again. Does a 14
You slam to its hide, and it's thicker than you were expecting.
Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, I can still use icicles.
Yes. You can try and shoot it with an icicle, but you will have disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, because I'm in within
melee range, yeah.
Yes.
Considered a
Okay.
range attack.
I'm actually not going to do that. I'm good.
Okay. All right. You want to see something hilarious?
Yes.
Wolf failed. Roll your 3d8.
3d8.
I will tell you your target number. It was 5. It's dead.
Oh.
You see the large Viren woman just cleave through the creature's mouth as it tries to bite on you, and in a single slice, lop its entire head off. Or the top part of it, anyway. The part with the brain. The bottom half just lolls onto the ground.
Nice.
Hey, Six.
Seeing that Navali seems to have the situation with the troll handled, Six is going to nod to her and then move forward. I'm going to charge the orcs and swing at blue.
Manages to parry your first attack. You left it open for the side swipe.
Menacing attack.
Uh-oh.
It's a wisdom saving throw, DC 17. Six screams in its face.
Screams back. Afraid.
For 13 points of slashing damage, and then the offhand. For another 2. With the remainder of her movement, she's going to force this other one into melee.
As you step forward continuously, you notice that you gave him a very nasty gash to the chest. He's not doing well. Additionally, I will point this out for you because you got within 30 feet, and I assume you're trying to look at the cages.
Yeah.
There are 2 people in there. They are the same thing of the spirit you saw earlier, a furred race with big floppy ears, though much smaller, definitely children, about 3 feet tall. You noticed dozens of bruises across them, largely across their head, as if they were knocked around to be quiet and knocked unconscious. Within 30 feet, you can see that they're both breathing, every now and then stirring very, very slightly, but they are currently unconscious. Not dying, just unconscious.
Six calls out, "Kids are alive, green guys are weak." And
as you say, green guys are weak. Navali, the hide was thicker than you were expecting, and you're starting to realize why, as its body seems to close up most of the wounds you created earlier.
Interesting.
As if its hide is difficult to stay down. It's still moving. It's still fine. Not too fine. Badly hurt, but still fine. Anyway, it rolls a wisdom saving throw immediately. Anyway, as its wounds start closing up, the giant Varen just rips them back open. It roars in pain and just starts swinging wildly at you. Anyway, it's screwed. Willow.
Willow sees Six diving in to fight the little guys, and will join her. And he will go for another multi-attack. 16?
That is a hit. I have to ask, is this lethal or non-lethal? Happy to give
Probably.
advice.
Yeah, sure. I'll take advice.
He does not care about killing things that are actively hurting people.
Yeah, I'll go for lethal then.
Well, Six, as you say they're pretty weak, you see Willow suddenly go in behind you and stab it through the throat. And the one that was afraid of you, his eyes go wide, coughs up blood, and collapses in front of you.
She does not look distressed or disappointed.
Excellent. And can I move in between attacking multiple times? Is that a thing?
Yes, you can absolutely do that.
Excellent. I will move another 10 feet, having used 40 of my 45, and take multi-attack number 2
Speed is
on
really
the red one.
ridiculous.
I'm assuming that hits.
The hit. Hasn't been hurt, so another gash. He's doing much better than the other one, but badly hurt already.
Okay. And then I will bonus action for the third multi-attack.
That is a hit. I will mention this one is not technically magical, but that still hits and still does 10 damage.
Okie dokie. And then I will back up 5 feet because I can.
6, you're starting to realize Will's really good at this.
Yes, he is.
Greenron roars, seeing you kill one of his friends, and charges at Willow, giant axe in hand, to try and cleave him asunder. Proud of him, he actually hit.
Is my AC? Oh, it's 16.
Reaction.
Oh,
3 icicles.
no. That's incredible overkill for 5 damage.
Let's see. It's 1d6.
D6 per icicle used.
Oh, per. Actually, I'm gonna do 2. 2 icicles.
Oh, wait. I believe it has a 30 distance. Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're 25.
Woohoo! Willow is safe.
Willow, you see an axe coming for you, moving just quick enough, and then 2 icicles just slam it to the side, and you don't even have to move.
Whoa. Thank you.
As you say thank you, VD, they're killing these things.
I mean, that's fine.
Man, it's weird how much more willing you are to kill once Leo's gone.
We'll scoot up here and I think put the longbow away and upcast command.
No.
But what if yes?
That's not right.
Wisdom.
And I assume upcast means you targeted multiple people.
The red one and the big guy.
I'm the big guy. Oh no. Okay. What is your command?
Grovel.
Okay.
The BB classic.
VD, you have a good feeling about this. Too
Oh
sneaky.
yeah.
Is my time?
It
Time
is.
to go. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Tsushimiki moved rapidly up next to Navali, sort of like here. And then places both his hands together, thumbs touching, fingers splayed, and from between them bursts flame. He's casting Burning Hands.
Brutal.
Dex saving throw from the top. What?
Still
Dang.
is half.
Yeah.
More
Still,
importantly,
though-
does fire damage, and you notice as the fire damage starts striking into it, the wounds char and are unable to close.
And then just as quickly as he came in, he retreats, but with a sudden burst of wind, as in like a squall just picks up around him and moves him faster than the troll can react.
You can see it try to grab you, but obviously it can't even make an attack.
Mhm.
Anyway, it grovels. Navali.
All right. I'm going to attack him with my spear. He's
That's
looking
a
pretty
hit.
bad, right?
Yeah, you look pretty bad.
Smite.
Okay.
Level 1.
Okay. Just copy and paste its damage. Oh, would you like to know something hilarious?
Sure.
9 HP. How do you want to do this?
She, with the empowered spear behind her, twirls her spear around and goes straight to the heart.
As the ice rips through the charred parts that just got through the burning hands, it's weaker. The hide isn't as strong. And you manage to pierce through it first. It tries to grab you still, and you just put your hand at the back of your spear and push as hard as you can. At first, you're not sure if you're strong enough, and then you feel as if that angel that's been surrounding you just puts her hand on your shoulder, helps you push a little bit more. The light glows through his back, rips through, and its entire body starts to slump forward, and you push it to the side, clearly slaying this creature.
Sweet. And then Navali is going to run so that she can be right here.
You do so.
And she is going to take a swing at
Red is
Red.
on the ground, by the way.
Oh, so it'd be advantage.
Yes.
Yes, she's going to take a swing at Rev. Or
All
Red.
right, Rev, get ready to die. Red, you're also dead. Go ahead. That is a hit.
I'm not going to smite,
Oh, please, by all means.
but I am going to use my icicles.
All right.
I'm going to do Tundra Blade, level 2.
Curiosity.
Yes.
Lethal, not lethal.
This is lethal.
Okay. It grovels, and as you go by, you just stab him in the neck and keep going.
All right. And then she is going to turn her attention to the green guy and end her turn.
6. There's one guy left. He looks confused about how badly this is going.
I am on push to talk. I walk up to him and I get right up in his face. Just trying to physically bully him. That's it.
Roll intimidation. Rolling something in the background really quick. He's taking a few steps back, looking around. His grip is clearly loosening on the axe, as if deciding what to do.
Your call, Navali.
Oh, it's Willow's turn first.
Sorry, what am I making the call on?
6 was commenting that she was deferring to Navali, but it is now Willow's turn.
Aha. Willow strikes with decisive action. Hiya.
Hit. He's carved through his chest. He's still moving.
Excellent. Another one.
As you might imagine, that is a hit. You carve through his arm. It starts to loosen on the axe, but he still managed to grip it a bit more as blood spurts out. That is a hit.
Yeah.
I assume this is still lethal?
Yeah.
And then you just give another quick thrust through his chest, rip directly into his heart, and he collapses onto the blade, dead in a second. And with the battle over, the corpses of your enemies clearly scattered about and children in the cages behind. We'll end the session there and pick up what you do with the children afterwards.
We did it.
I don't
Hooray.
think you took any damage.
I don't
I
think so
did.
either, no. Oh, okay, there you go.
I took 8
Paladin, please heal your wounds.
on
I
a short
will
rest.
Cut the stream. Thanks for coming.